Jonathan Allen, step right up. You're the next contestant on How Will the Detroit Lions Fix Their Pass Rush? And you just requested a trade. Will the Detroit Lions take the bait? They probably won't, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And yes, I'm on one if you haven't seen. We had some news coming from Jordan Schultz earlier this morning. Says that the Commanders' defensive tackle, Jonathan Allen, who has 1 year remaining on his deal, was informed by the franchise that he has permission to ask for a trade per sources. Jordan also added, keep in mind, there's no guaranteed money left on Jonathan Allen's deal. The second-time Pro Bowler has been a consistent leader for Dan Quinn and the Commanders' defense. Now, I know we just went over it earlier today about Brad Holmes. Will he or won't he? The world may never know. But if it's on the defensive line, we're going to talk about it. Now, if you could remember from a couple years ago, it was at the trade deadline, as a matter of fact, of 2023, when the Washington Commanders were en route to have the second overall pick. He was tired of losing, and we thought he was going to get traded then, and the Detroit Lions were one of the teams that we were saying make a move for him. Now, Brad Holmes today got in front of the media in his traditional combine interview, and I was uninspired. It was lackluster, to say the least. Now, everybody in the comment section talking about Brad Holmes and what he will or won't do. Let me remind you, I'm going to be here regardless. Brad Holmes may not be. That's just the harsh reality of it. Whether you watch me or not, that's entirely up to you. But I'm going to be here whether he's the general manager for the Detroit Lions or not. But today, he was saying what he usually say, typical Brad Holmes, and he said that the pass rush was not being ignored. Didn't say it was being ignored. I said it was not properly addressed. Could the Detroit Lions be willing to take a swing on Jonathan Allen? Now, he is a defensive tackle, and we have one that we're paying a boatload of money to. Just extended him in Aleem McNeil, who will be recovering and probably won't be ready to start the season. We're looking at a quarter to a third to even a half of a season gone from Aleem McNeil. The Detroit Lions, could they trade for a defensive tackle? I am not a fan of that because we need an edge more, in my opinion. We've already given up trade capital for multiple guys. So I don't know if they do this. Plus, we got your favorite person waiting in the wings, and I know you're not going to hear this, but with the 96th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Broderick "The Reach" Martin, who is entering year 3, and he should be an asset to this team. Jonathan, this is very intriguing to me because Jonathan is coming off a season where the Commanders went to the NFC Championship game. Now, they didn't stand a chance in that game, but they were there. This year, they went further than us. So I'm not sure why Jonathan would want to get out of there. What is the purpose of him wanting to potentially leave? Is it something going on in the organization that we don't know about? Now, let's take a look at Jonathan Allen and his stats for his career. Will the Detroit Lions do this? Probably not. But Brad Holmes did trade up for Broderick Martin. So we've seen him do things that are outside of the ordinary. So he could possibly do that when it comes to Jonathan Allen. Here is his stats. Drafted in the first round, pick number 17, 30 years old, just turned 30, from Alabama. Well. There you go. Roll Tide. He is a Alabama Crimson Tide. So you know what that means. That means that I could very well see Bradley, Matthias, Jerome, Cornelius Holmes trading for Jonathan Allen. I mean, after all, we did trade for Donovan P-Pals Jones and Sedarius Smith. So we've seen other things happen. Pick number 17. Last year, lackluster year. Maybe that's why he wants out. Only 16 solo tackles. I believe he was hurt. So there is another reason that he could be signed by the Detroit Lions. Only 3 sacks. But we know that this guy is an absolute stud when he is healthy. Let me see. What has he done in his career? His entire career has been with the Washington Commanders, coming off 5.5 sacks, 3 sacks, 7.5 before that. Now, keep in mind, this guy is a defensive tackle. And even with the defensive tackle, 5.5, 5.5 is great. 7.5 is even better. But these are Aleem McNeil numbers. Now, the thing about Jonathan, he's on the last year of his deal. He's going to want to get paid. And the Detroit Lions just talked about extending Aiden Hutchinson. So we'll see if Brad Holmes explores this. I don't think he will, but I'm in the business of making videos about anyone who gets cut, specifically on the defensive line, because the Detroit Lions can use all the help that they can get. Now, what is his contract looking like heading into the final year? According to Spot Track, let me see. If they tell me, and they do, in 2025, Allen will earn a base salary of $15 million and a workout bonus of $500,000 while carrying a cap hit of $22 and a dead cap of $6 million. So he's making at least, he's under contract for 15. So if somebody was to trade for him, then they would be responsible for his salary. Could it be possible that the Washington Commanders cut him, especially if he is requesting a trade? I think somebody will take the bait and trade for Jonathan Allen and be on the hook for that 15 plus million. We shall see. Will Brad Holmes do this? Probably not, because with the 96th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Broderick, will you play more than 50 snaps in 2 years, Martin, to take over for Aleem McNeil. You might be saying, Derek, what's going on with you, bruh? Nothing at all. The reality has just set in that until the Detroit Lions do something about this pass rush, it will not matter anything else that they do, because they have shown you that even with the number one offense, a historically good offense, they cannot win it all. You can believe that it's because we had everybody hurt. But if you're like Brad Holmes and you imagine that Marcus Davenport was going to make a difference on this team, and that Aiden Hutchinson, him, Marcus, Aleem, and DJ were going to be like the Philadelphia Eagles, you are mistaken. Marcus Davenport was never going to be anything. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, is this that time of year where I keep it real. And this is not a case when keeping it real goes wrong, because like I said, I have nothing to prove. I am a nobody. I am a basement chair general manager who has conversations about him on Reddit. I am not the general manager of the Detroit Lions. It doesn't matter what I think. I have zero responsibility to this team. It is Brad Holmes' job to fix this team. All the pressure is on him. And something else you're not going to want to hear is that Brad Holmes has 2 seasons to make a Super Bowl before the fan base begins to murmur even more than they might be doing now. So let me know in the comment section below, do you think that the Detroit Lions will trade, or should they trade? We already know the answer to that. Probably not, but I don't know, man. That Alabama, we talk about Myles Garrett and Max Crosby and all this other stuff, but I mean, you might have a little slidey in there because the Alabama connection. We know how Brad Holmes feel about them Bama boys. We will be down one person with Aleem being out. Could be interesting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will hope to see you in the next video. Again, I have zero pressure. There is no pressure on Derek from Lions Syndicate. I'm in the business of making videos. Brad is in the business of running an NFL team. But guess what? If Brad Holmes don't do it right, in a few years, he gonna be a distant memory. And how easy would it be to have somebody come in and finish the job that he started? NFL stands for not for long. And thankfully, that doesn't apply to a basement general manager. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. And I got to make sure I'm on the right sound. Nope, that's not the right one. Is it this one? Nope, it's not that one. Come on, Derek. There it is. You guys are awesome. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Come on down, Jonathan. We ready.